Deep into the eyes, read them like a book. Trapped inside a prison, gotta free them like a crook. Make off with the loot, made off for the joke. Treated like these cowards never needed what we took, and we repeat it like a hook. Caught in the deep, come back like Wheezy. Card 3, sensation. Wait, then pause the beat. Eyes don't lie, truth still hard to see. They're begging me to show them, they're saying that I owe them, but I'll never give it up. Not for you, not for no one. Foreign ride, touring, soaring, open road, exploring, creepers, sleepers.
Yeah, smoke the competition. I'm your host, Eric Sojash. Thank you for checking us out. Please subscribe to the channel, it's greatly appreciated. Please give us a follow on Twitter at Sojash Sports. Today's episode, we're diving into your Week 8 NFL waivers. We're going to check out those fantasy football waivers of the past that hit and missed. We're going to talk about your must starts, as well as a quick Thursday night football preview, the Buffalo Bills, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So stay tuned, kick back, relax, let's enjoy the show. All right, diving into those Week 6, Week 7 waivers that I previously told you about. The first guy I want to talk about is Josh Downs, wide receiver of the Indianapolis Colts. This kid has hit big in his rookie season. I hope you were able to pick him up off waivers a couple weeks ago when I suggested it. This past week, he played the Cleveland Browns. Him and Gardner Minshew have a crazy connection. He went off for 5 catches, 125 yards, and a touchdown. That's 21 fantasy points in half PPR formats. Absolute smash game for Josh Downs, and that should only continue. This week, he gets the New Orleans Saints and their pass defense. Outside of Marshawn Lattimore, they can be had in the secondary, and I can see Marshawn shadowing Michael Pittman all day long, which means this is going to be another Josh Downs game. Hopefully you picked him up. If you didn't, try to pick him up off a trade, some sort of acquisition. He's going to hit. He's going to continue to hit big. I'm leaning heavily on Josh Downs for the rest of the season. All right, let's have a look at your Week 8 waivers. There's 4 players I think you should definitely pick up this week, and 1 surprise pickup that you may or may not agree with. Kicking off my Week 8 must-adds is quarterback of the New Orleans Saints, Derek Carr. He's coming off a pretty decent performance against the Jacksonville Jaguars, where he put up 18 fantasy points. I see Carr as a week-to-week streamer for this week and the following weeks coming up. If you're in a pickle like myself and you had Justin Fields, who you're not too sure when he's coming back, or you have Anthony Richardson and he's definitely not coming back, you can lean on Derek Carr for the next coming weeks. He has the Colts this week, then the Chicago Bears, then the Minnesota Vikings before heading into his bye. I see Carr as a good week-to-week streamer with a good baseline. Found a good connection with Alvin Kamara. If him and Olave can find that deep connection, that's only going to boost Carr's production. I see him as a great Week 8 pickup, and he'll be a great stash in the upcoming weeks to go. The next player I see as a must-add in Week 8 is running back of the Cleveland Browns, Kareem Hunt. He's coming off his best performance of the season, 15 fantasy points. He had 2 touchdowns in that game. Not a lot of yards, but great work around the red zone. This game, he's going to get the red zone work, and he should get a lot of production as well. The opportunity looks like it's going to be there with Jerome Ford suffering an ankle injury left late in that Colts game. That's going to open the door even more for Kareem Hunt to blow up for your fantasy team. He's an RB2 play this week. Definite pickup. If you haven't done so already, add Kareem Hunt to your rosters. Another player I see as a must-add this week is wide receiver of the Seattle Seahawks, Jackson Smith-Njigba. This rookie sensation finally broke out in Week 7 and found the end zone. That was in the matchup where DK Metcalf was sidelined with a rib injury. Now, some of the doubters might say with the return of DK, Jackson's not going to get enough opportunity. I'm not on the side of that. I believe this kid is the top talent receiver. I've had him ranked as the number 1 receiver in this draft class. All he needed to do was get healthy. Even in the game where DK missed, it wasn't like Geno was heavily targeting Jackson, and he was still able to produce. He just needed time. I believe going forward, this is going to be the Jackson Smith-Njigba show. He's only going to get more and more opportunities, and he's going to produce with whatever opportunity is in front of him. Make sure you get him. Pick him up off waivers if he's there. Make a trade for him. He's a great player to have rest of the season. Another player that's a must-add in Week 8 is tight end of the Buffalo Bills, Dalton Kincaid. He broke out in a major way last week. He was heavily targeted, and he definitely produced with those targets. I only see that trend continuing. Unfortunately, it looks like Dawson Knox is going to be hitting the IR. has some sort of a wrist injury. He's set to miss at least 4 games, if not more. So this is going to open the door for Kincaid, rookie sensation tight end, top-ranked tight end, to definitely build on his Week 7 performance. And I think that's exactly what he's going to do. Hopefully you were able to pick him up. If not, he's a player to target in trades. I see him as a league side winning upside at the end of the season. Winning upside for your league at the end of the season. Get Dalton in your lineups. He's a top player. The last player I see as a must-add in Week 8 is quarterback of the New York Giants, Daniel Jones. Now this one is a bit of a controversial pickup. If you don't see any upside in him, I don't argue with you with that one, but I do see the upside. He's a rushing QB, uses his legs. They're getting the offense better. The offense is starting to find its groove under Tyrod Taylor. I believe once Daniel Jones re-enters his role as the starting quarterback, the offense is going to take an even bigger leap. Jalen Hyatt starting to ascend. Wan'Dale Robinson starting to ascend. It looks like finally Darren Waller's clicking week in and week out. We got Saquon Barkley healthy again. So if you insert Daniel Jones with this lineup, I believe he's going to be a good player you can play depending on the matchups for the rest of the season. I'm going to pick him up definitely in leagues where I have Justin Fields and other quarterbacks that have been hurting. I'm looking at Daniel Jones. Let's see how it rolls. Alright, now let's break down this Thursday night matchup in Week 8 between the Buffalo Bills and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We got Baker Mayfield traveling to Buffalo to take on Josh Allen and his Bills. Looks like Buffalo's been on a bit of a decline lately. Is Tampa Bay going to catch them sleeping, or is Buffalo going to regain their old form and give Tampa Bay a good old-fashioned whooping? Looks like Buffalo's coming in as 8.5-point favorites. So stay tuned. Let's see who I'm rolling with, as well as who your must-starts are for the big Thursday night matchup. Kicking things off with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, quarterback Baker Mayfield. This week I see him as a risky start. That Buffalo Bills defense is damaged. They do have some injuries. However, they can still get after the quarterback. They are still coached well. I don't like Baker in this spot on the road. I'd put him on the bench and look elsewhere. Next up, we have Rachaad White, running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I see him as a safe start. Against this Bills defense, they do have the ability to give up a big play here and there. However, they don't give up a lot of touchdowns. I can't see Rachaad scoring here, but he should catch a few passes, have a safe floor for PPR, and he might break one big run. That's about it. He's a safe start, and that's where I'll keep it. Moving over to the wide receiver position, Mike Evans is an absolute must start. Him and Baker have a great connection. He's been going deep and catching touchdowns all season long. That can continue on Thursday Night Football. Get him in your lineups. Mike Evans must start this week. Next to Mike Evans is Chris Godwin. I got him this week as a good start. He has a safe floor. He's continued to catch multiple passes in PPR leagues. However, he's only found the end zone one time this year. I don't see him catching a touchdown this week. He's a good start, not a must start, but he does offer a safe floor if you don't have anybody else with bigger upside. Hopping over to those Buffalo Bills, talking about quarterback of the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen. He's an absolute must start, smash player, week in and week out. You get him in your lineups, expect at least 20 points plus. He produces on the ground with his legs and through the air with his arms. He did say this week he has to get back to being himself, so look for Josh to have a breakout game on Thursday Night Football. And looking in the backfield, we have James Cook this week as a safe start, not a must start, not a good start. He's only safe this week. Tampa Bay is really good at stopping the run. I do see Buffalo leaning more on the pass. James could catch a couple passes here. Just hope he'll hit the end zone with a screen. He's a safe start because of the opportunity, but not a good start because of the good defense that he's going against. Another absolute must start this week for the Buffalo Bills is wide receiver Stephon Diggs, superstar of the Buffalo Bills. You know you got to have him in your lineups. He's primetime must-see TV. This game's in primetime, so you can see Stephon Diggs going off, catching a touchdown or two, and popping some beers. Next to Stephon is another good receiver in Gabe Davis. This week I see Gabe as a good start, not a must start, but as I previously mentioned, Josh is going to be throwing the ball, going against his Tampa Bay defense. He said he wants to get back to his old self. That means he's going to take some deep shots. Gabe Davis is their deep threat. I can see him catching a deep bomb for a touchdown this week. Get him in your lineups. He's a good start. And last but not least, we got Dalton Kincaid as a good start this week. He'll be getting a full-time role with the absence of Dawson Knox. That bumps his value. I see him as a good start, approaching must-start territory. Let's just see how things shake up on Thursday Night Football. So who gets the win on Thursday Night Football between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Buffalo Bills? I'm riding with the hometown Bills. Bills Mafia, stand up. Let's go. I'm laying the 8.5 points on Buffalo to get the home victory, get back to their old stomping ways. Like I said previously in the video, Josh said in an interview he wants to get back to himself. That means taking some shots. That means running all over the place. That means Superman will be back on Thursday Night Football. I don't think Tampa Bay has enough to keep up. Plus, Baker Mayfield's coming in a little wounded. They're just not going to score enough points. Lay the 8.5 on Buffalo. Let's go Bills Mafia. That's it for today's episode. Thank you for joining us. Give us a follow. Once again, subscribe to the channel. I'm Eric Sojash. Peace, love. Let's continue to smoke the competition.
Deep into the eyes, read them like a book. Trapped inside a prison, gotta free them like a crook. Make off with the loot, made off for the joke. Treated like these cowards never needed what we took, and we repeat it like a hook. Caught in the deep, come back like Wheezy. Card 3, sensation. Wait, then pause the beat. Eyes don't lie, truth still hard to see. They're begging me to show them, they're saying that I owe them, but I'll never give it up. Not for you, not for no one. Foreign ride, touring, soaring, open road, exploring.